Good morning and welcome to Member Focus Monday. I'm Christina Schaefer, Director of Social Media for HAR. May is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and we thought what a great opportunity to bring on representatives from two local diversity groups, AAREA and AREAA, to discuss what they do, the opportunities they provide for both realtors and consumers. And we actually have more groups in the Houston area that we can discuss as well. But Kim and Michelle, thank you so much for taking time for us this morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I'm happy to have you both here to discuss your groups, what you do. But before we get into all of that, let's hear a little bit about you, who you are, and what you do. And we can start with you, Kim, on this one.
Hello, I'm Kim Kao. On my day job, I'm a realtor. It's been a wonderful 8 years so far. And yeah, I'm the current president for the AAREA.
Very good. And Michelle.
Hi, my name is Michelle Tran. I've been the loan officer for a little over 23 years and currently working for Thrive Mortgage, and I'm the incoming vice president for AREAA.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So tell us a little bit about your groups. Michelle, again, we'll start with you on this one. How and why was your group founded?
So AREAA was founded back in 2003 with the mission of to promote sustainable home ownership opportunities for Asian American communities by creating a powerful voice for housing and real estate professionals.
Okay, and Kim?
So the Asian American Real Estate Association, AAREA, was founded in 2003. And it was actually a successor of the Greater Houston Chinese Realtor Association. And then we started expanding and making it to an Asian one. We're actually celebrating our 20th year this year, but our gala next year will be our 20th gala.
Oh, very good, and that's always a fun gala to attend. We did share in the comments links to a few other groups as well. There are two actually South Asian groups now in Houston and a Vietnamese group in Houston. So we've shared links to those in the comments, and we'd encourage people to take a look at those groups as well. I'd like to hear a little bit about some of the main goals behind your group. We've heard, when they were founded, but what was the initial goal, and what are your goals as they stand today? We can start with you, Kim.
Okay, so AAREA, the reason why they started is because they wanted to educate and promote knowledge about the real estate transaction. We focus a lot on the agents themselves so that we try to help them build a business because they're all mostly small businesses. So we get them together, promote their business, and we also provide a lot of educational classes. Actually, there's one coming up next month, and just basically trying to train them and make that to promote like a better image for Asian American realtors out there.
Great. And Michelle?
So I think we all have, Kim and I, both organization, we pretty much have pretty common goals. So we want to boost the AAPI home ownership as well as to kind of position ourselves to be like the resource hub for our real estate professional as well. Like same thing, educate, and also to not only for our real estate professionals, our business partners, but as well as for the community as well.
Okay, very good. So I'd like to hear, and I think, Michelle, you have some data that you can share with us. What are maybe the current home ownership rates of AAPI communities? And have you found, has there been any change over the last few years in those rates?
Yes, I believe that I have, and you can share. I have some numbers
Hmm.
that through the time, our application of the rates has come up about 25.3%.
Wow.
And there we break down to their, percentage in terms of the regions as well.
Hmm.
Let me see. Just trying to give you more of. Give me just a second.
Hmm.
So let me have Kim answer that real quick. So I'm going to give some like more of a, you know, precise numbers.
Okay.
Um, Actually, I was waiting on your number because on my side, I was just like, oh, I have the regular number that we get from the
Mm-hmm.
NAR, or like a national number instead of an actual Houston number.
Mm-hmm.
But from what they're saying is their Asian American home rate ownership is about 62.8%,
Mm-hmm.
all time high. And so that's I mean, if you think about like the amount of Asian Americans in America is so huge, and like
Mm-hmm.
especially in Houston, we have such a huge community. We have an actual area, just the Asian town, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the rates for us, I feel like we're getting really high up there. And the fact that there are so many Asians buying homes here, it's good that we have all these community, like, different groups to help them and
Mm-hmm.
educate the actual agents so that that then can educate their actual home buyers.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Michelle, do you have something you wanted to add?
No, I'm going to have a link to, because it's pretty much like an 8 page,
Okay.
statistic numbers that you can share with everyone.
Sure. Absolutely. We can share that in the comments after this session is over. No worries. So you mentioned, Kim, over 60%, 60%, I think you said nationally. Are there any barriers to homeownership that exist for AAPI communities currently?
Well, I think a lot of it is also like foreign buyers too. And so
Mm-hmm.
if you think about that, a lot of them really don't speak the language. And so as agents, sometimes we have to do the translation. And it would be much more helpful if we did have maybe like a language uh, form for the person, right? Like if
Mm-hmm.
it's a video translated one, that will make it a lot easier on them,
Mm-hmm.
because I think we're not lawyers, so we're not allowed to like explain everything, but that's the only way that they would understand a contract.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think that would be a good thing to have in the
Mm-hmm.
future. Of course, it's going to be really difficult to get like all the languages together, but at least the main ones would be available.
Absolutely. So language would definitely be a barrier. Michelle, did you have anything you want to add there?
Yes, so we have not only the language barrier, but we do see that there have been like still the redlining, the how would I say that they are not, there are certain, like for example, we have first time home buyer programs that across the board that, it has gotten better, but there are certain areas that they're not being treated fairly, where like some of the Asian American renters, they're applying for these assistance, but they're not being, fairly treated or just neglected.
Yeah. Any other barriers that we want to mention? I mean, it sounds like across the board, especially for renters, there tend to be a lot of barriers, discrimination that takes place. Language is another barrier you mentioned. Is there anything else that either of you want to add there?
And no.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing that we can think of, really.
Yeah, and those are big hurdles. So I do want to uh, definitely don't want to diminish that. I should mention because I'm speaking in acronyms here, and we had a comment. I'm horrible with acronyms. What is the PI in AAPI? So it's Asian American and Pacific Islander, and that's kind of the term that we use to categorize. And so I apologize if I just said that without explaining. So, all right. Well, if you have questions for Kim or Michelle, please type those in if you have questions about their groups or any of the work they do. So, some people might not understand the value or the need for diversity groups like AAREA or AREAA. What would you say to someone questioning maybe the need or the benefit of these diversity groups? And Michelle, we'll start with you on this one.
For So for us, what we focus more on is that, I mean, let me take that back. I'm sorry. It seems like we work all in the community very fairly, pretty much. we work to kind of promote home ownership. But I think that for us, the AREAA, what we focus and kind of some we work on the I noticed that we've worked on more of our legislation, our making sure that we were there, we're the voice to make sure that um, our minorities, or let alone the Asian American Pacific Islander, have the voice to have an impact. Even with the governor, the government, the legislation. So and that will lead into our next, I guess, topic that I'll talk about a little later. But like we're promoting in the community, just all over the regions in the greater Houston area, just to basically have an impact on what we can do to help not only our business partner as well as our you know you know the I just I'm so sorry. um the our community, the to promote more ownership.
Absolutely. And really, like you mentioned, being an advocate for Asian American Pacific Islander homeowners, renters. The legislation is a very big deal. So yeah, that's an excellent point. Kim, do you have something you want to add there?
Yeah, so there is a kind of like a saying in Asian culture is like you can break one chopstick, but all together you can't break them. So I think the good thing about being in the group is that you're together with your peers, right? You work together, nationally, state, and then locally to help the community. And so I truly believe that you need to be in any sort of group, like it's your haven, it's your safe haven, is your everything that you can build together. You build stronger together.
Yeah, absolutely. Stronger together. I love that. So let's hear a little bit about what you're working on, Kim. We can start with you. What is AAREA currently working on?
Our luncheon is in 2 weeks, and so we're working on that right now, getting things ready. The luncheon is on May 17th and is free to our members. And then we also have happy hours coming up in June, and also a 3 hours CE credit in June. And that is going to be on the 21st of June. And then the big gala, the 20th gala, is actually in February. And we're already starting to work on getting our sponsors together and getting everything together, actually. So it's gonna be a big one.
Yeah, absolutely. Michelle, what is your group currently working on?
So we are working on the we have a 3-point policy, where, like, again, more legislation. We're going to the Capitol early in May, and then I believe a handful of us are going up to the DC May 17th to 19th as well. And it's to kind of have the voice for, like, the fair housing down payment, um, as well as the appraisal equity. Those are some of the topics, and also the advanced equity, meaning that, and the justice, like I mentioned, about the renters who did applied for assistance, but they were kind of like neglected. And we do have, in the community currently right now, we actually have an upcoming event, May 21st, going over the commercial off-market opportunities. We just recently just did a first-time home buyer class just past Wednesday, and we also have our gala this upcoming June 16th, and we are collaborating with other community relations, WCR, for this early fall, for just basically promoting more home ownership, how to create home ownership, working with our business real estate professionals.
Okay, great. So it sounds like a lot of events coming up, some really great
Yes.
educational opportunities. We did share the link to both the group's websites in the comments, and we can share them again. I assume that's where people can find information and dates and locations for all of these events?
Yes.
Very good. Tell us a little bit more about benefits of joining the group. If somebody is tuned in and hearing this and they say, I want to get involved, what is the benefit of joining your group, and how can people get involved? And Michelle, we'll start with you this one.
We have, by joining our group, we have, obviously you stay informed with news issue that's going on with, across not only just the Asian American Pacific Islanders, but also about, real estate, economy, and, just more upfront information, as well as to connect. We like to position ourselves as a resource hub to connect you, whether networking through, other residential realtors or even commercial, as well as we do have a good handful of members who are, big investors. So we can actually kind of like cross, be the hub, be the connection for that, as well as, I mean, I would take that we're a fun group. We like to not only, do our work, put our spread the words of, educating the community, creating, but also kind of like, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? So I believe that, by just being in a big group, like Kim had mentioned, it's just you move, a general doesn't just, go by himself. He goes with a whole team. So I believe that, we work all together and we can, make an impact.
Absolutely. Thank you. And Kim?
I think they should join all the groups. I think every group has their own specialties, and you learn from all the people that you're involved with. I think for us, we definitely want to strengthen yourself as a realtor, right? You grow as a realtor, so a lot of educational is happening, especially on a luncheon, right? Our luncheon is not just so you can enjoy food, amazing food, by the way, but also a great opportunity to learn something new, whether it's about taxes, whether about you as a realtor or title company, all of it. It's a great place to be, with all the groups.
Very good. And of course, we can, again, share those links in the comments so that people can go take a look at that and decide if they want to join. Just a comment that came in from CJ Johnson, who's very involved with the veterans group. She said, participating in different organizations allows us to understand cultural differences. With a city as diverse as Houston, I think we are now the most diverse city in the country. Absolutely, CJ. It's really important to understand each other's cultural differences, and just makes you a better, more well-rounded professional, in my opinion. So great. Thank you so much for sharing that information. Some great opportunities coming up. We know how to join. Is there anything else that you want to share with our members today? And Kim, you can go first on this one.
I don't really have much more to say. I think, again, I believe that you being in part of any organization is a great place to learn, to better yourself. And like CJ said, it's a great place to learn about different cultures. And I think being a well-rounded person is just a better thing that you can be so that you can serve your community.
Yeah, very good. Michelle?
I believe that, we all should just, be a part of something and just be involved, get involved. And, we all can make a difference and, bring equality through the diversity of our, community.
Yeah, very good. Bring equality, break down some of those barriers. And I love, and somebody just repeated it, Val repeated it in the comments, together we're stronger. And so I really appreciate you both sharing everything that you did today. And we have people thanking you in the comments and thanking you for representing your groups today. Again, AAREA and AREAA are not the only Asian American Pacific Islander groups in the Houston area. We have 2 South Asian groups and a Vietnamese group, and we'll share those links in the comments again for anyone who is looking to get involved with any of the groups. that we have. So Kim, Michelle, again, I can't thank you enough for your time this morning. Our members really appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Thank you for the
Absolutely.
opportunity.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that is it for this Member Focus Monday. We will be back next Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.